season so far? Can you put into words how this season's gone for you and your
She got a
And good afternoon, Bomber Nation. We welcome you into Benton, Arkansas, the beautiful Benton Athletics Complex, alongside my partner Kurt Drury here. Kurt, this is a beautiful facility.
one of the best in the state, if not the
Yeah,
best.
well, we go off to state. We get these great facilities. You know, we were at the Majestic a couple years. We were talking about that when your son Dylan, was at the state final or the state tournament at Hot Springs. It felt like a state finals because that was at Majestic Park. I mean, they're thinking about holding minor league games there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. You know, Greene County Tech's got a nice facility too. The baseball and softball field's real nice.
Now, of course, ours is nice too.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is world class out here.
Yeah.
So it is the Mountain Home Lady Bombers taking on the Benton Lady Panthers, the number 1 seed, I believe undefeated in the Central Conference, taking on the number 4 seed from the East or the West. Okay, we were in the East in volleyball. We talked about that earlier. They're the 4 seed out of the West. The top 4 seeds out of the West. The number 1 was Greenwood, who just lost last game to Maumelle 2-0. That was a good game. We caught the end of. Farmington was the 2 seed. They were defeated by BB 3-1, and then I think Van Buren and
they play the same time as us.
Yeah, they're playing the same time as us. So I mean, if we get updates from that, we'll try to fill you in. Doesn't really matter to us. They're opposite side of the bracket, but. So we do have a little bit of pregame audio for you from Coach Blake Hendricks. He had some thoughts for us yesterday as they were having their 1-hour-long practice. Want to keep it short and sweet over there, but let's hear what Coach Blake Hendricks had to say to prepare for this state playoff game. A good season so far. Can you put into words how this season's gone for you and your girls?
It's been a good season. You know, I think we're right above 500 with our record, which isn't great, but anytime you can have a winning record, it's a pretty successful year. And then anytime you make it to the state tournament, that's a successful year. So we've accomplished goal number 1, which was to make it to the state tournament. Now we're trying to win some games in the state tournament, make some noise, and accomplish the ultimate goal.
So you play Benton. Obviously, Benton's really good. They could be beat, obviously. How does that happen?
How do we beat Benton?
Mm-hmm. What's some keys?
No errors. We can't make any errors in the field, you know, and that's any level of softball or baseball that you play. If you're making errors, you're not going to be very successful. Got to throw strikes, so can't walk people, can't give them free bases, can't give them free bases by errors. And then, you know, we got to get some hits and hit the ball around the yard a little bit and try to put the pressure on them running the bases, you know. They're still high school kids just like we are, so the more pressure we can put on them, the better off I think we'll be.
It's going to be a little hot, probably the hottest game that you've played this year. Is that going to be a factor, do you think?
Shouldn't be. You know, these girls all play all summer. They're out in the heat a lot, and, you know, they're kids. They can handle it. So it probably is going to be a little hotter, but we've been lucky to have 2 or 3 hot days this week that we've kind of gotten accustomed to the heat maybe a little bit. But we've been telling them it's going to be 10 degrees warmer down there, so hopefully they're used to it. Hopefully they're drinking water.
Coach, good luck today.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And we appreciate Coach Blake Hendricks for that insight on today's matchup. You know, it's always fun when you play in a state tournament. It just never gets old. It doesn't matter whether, you know, you're the favorite or you're the worst team in it or somewhere in between. It's always fun playing in a state tournament. So we're going to talk about today's starting pitcher as they're going to go through the starting lineups here. They did the national anthem earlier today, I believe. So today's starting pitcher, Chloe Bohannon. What can you tell us about Chloe, Kurt?
Well, Chloe, she's pitched 73 innings on the season. She's given up 46 walks, but she's only given up 33 earned runs in those 73 innings pitched. She got an ERA of 3.14. The biggest stat that I see is the opponent's batting average against her is .179. So, you know, not a high average against Chloe this year. She's got a really good whip, which is walks, hits, innings pitched, and she's at 1.332. So she's going to have to keep it down on the zone, trust her defense to make some plays, and just limit any damage.
Now, the big thing with Mountain Home is they have 2 pitchers that they could have selected today. You know, it's basically like Similar situation to Braves when they had Glavin and Maddox. You know, you got one that could put it wherever she wants, but you got one that could just blow it by you. So, I mean, we have two good options today. They're going to go with Chloe Bohannon. Chloe's the freshman of the two. Emma's a junior, but Chloe is going to be out there. Emma's going to be at, I believe, second base. Is that correct? So they're going through the starting lineups here. Mountain Home will be the visiting team today on the scoreboard as they are the lower seed. What's funny is if you're the higher seed, you can decide, and I didn't know this, to whether you want to be the home or the visiting team. I didn't know that. I don't know why you
changed it last year.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to bat last, but that's just me. I mean, unless you want to put the pressure on somebody. But also the other thing is, you know, if you get out to a lead, then it's like, well, I mean, you're basically sealing your fate.
Yes.
In that sense. So I noticed that. I was like, well, I think we're going to be the visitor team. But Mountain Home in their home whites, they're going to be with blue pinstripes, blue socks, little blue and gold stripe, kind of like a top of a football helmet along the arms. Benton in their home uniforms, a little charcoal gray with a maroon Panthers across the chest, maroon numbers, maroon pants, and charcoal black socks, along with assorted colors of cleats. This beautiful facility, 200 feet all the way around, left center to left center, center, and right field. What do you say? That wall's about, 15 feet tall?
Yeah.
About 15 feet thereabouts. So you got to get a hold of one to get one out of here.
You got to hit at least 230 to get it out.
It's like Mountain Home. It's the same dimensions, but the wall is just a little bit shorter. Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at today's starting lineup for Mountain Home. The batting order for your Mountain Home Bombers is going to be Carly Drury leading things off. Libby Dewey in the two-hole catching. Shortstop Dalen Harper hitting third. Leah Boxstaller, the third baseman, batting fourth. Maddie Simmons batting fifth. Chloe Bohannon pitching this afternoon. Batting sixth in the seventh hole will be Emma King. Bella Conyers got a couple home runs on the year, batting eighth. And Kaylin Pope will be batting ninth today. Big thing I see, third of that lineup is freshman Kurt.
Oh, yeah.
If this is your first time watching them.
Yeah. I mean, third base, pitcher, first base are freshmen. You got two sophomores in the outfield and left field and right field with Conyers and Simmons. You know, you got one lone senior.
Yeah. Well, you know that one.
You know, and
one that plays. We had an
plays.
exchange kid. Sarah's a manager, and we had another one. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Well, here we have this beauty of a roster that I can look at. Carly Pittman was another.
Yeah.
She's manager. So really, you know, it's very ironic. The only one that we would lose this year will be your daughter. But Carly's going to lead us off right here. Beautiful 85 degrees here in, where are we? Benton, Arkansas. So she's going to stand in here and get things rolling. Glad you're here with us on the Bomber Sports Network this afternoon as the first pitch is fouled back. 0-1. They had the miles per hour on the scoreboard here earlier today, but I think they got rid of the radar gun. So,
is it bad that I'm more nervous than she is?
Oh, she looked pretty loose out there. You know what? She's always real laid back. So, the next pitch is a ball, 1-1. There's Carly's stats. Anything stick out in her stats? She's got a .333 batting average this year.
Her on base is .466. So, I mean, almost half of her at bats, she's getting on base for them. So that's a pretty good stat that you want from the leadoff hitter. She's down 1-2 here.
Here comes the 1-2, called strike three. So that's the first out of the inning, as Drury is retired. That'll bring up Libby Dewey. Of course, her mother, Allison Dewey, not here this evening. They got a big school board meeting tonight, so she's normally at every game, pretty close.
She's been to, I think, every away game I've been to. She's been there. So,
as the first pitch Libby looks at is a strike. 0-1. Benton, the home team today. You know, I want to say it's kind of surprising, but it's about 50-50 Mountain Home fans to Benton fans, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they got a little bit in that section by the dugout, but behind home plate and the huge stands that they have here, it's split 50-50.
Yeah, this game was originally at 10 a.m. as that next pitch is a strike, 1-2. It's supposed to be 10 a.m., and then they had to flip it. I think Texarkana had graduation today, or I can't
Marion.
remember. Yeah, Marion. Yeah,
Marion
Marion did, or somebody did. As that next pitch is a ball, 2-2 tonight. Exciting new hires going to happen tonight at that school board meeting. We'll find out those tomorrow. As this one's down the line, foul. We'll do it again. Outfield straight up, infield straight up. Again, this has hosted the state finals, this lovely facility. Benton winning 3 of the last 4 Class 5A state titles here in the great state of Arkansas. Here's the 2-2 to Libby, is low, counts full. What's she going to see here, 3-2?
So far from this pitcher, she's probably going to throw it right there on that outside corner, just trying to get a clip of it. Oh, she ran it back in.
Fouled out of play. Dalen Harper awaits on deck.
Was it 2020 or 2021 we faced Benton down at Majestic Park in Hot Springs when they had the Houston girl pitching?
That's right. As this one is lined to the right side. Jackson going back. Actually, it's going to be the right fielder, Cole Klager, who makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. The funny part was, well, I say it's funny, we lost 2-0 that game. We had the bases loaded in the top of the 7th. We got no hit in that game. Mm-hmm. And you still had a chance. So it's been done before, as this is Dalen Harper who's going to come to the plate. 6 home runs, 24 RBIs, leading the team in home runs, runs batted in, on-base percentage, batting average, and slugging percentage. As she looks at off speed for the first pitch, 0-1.
That's a nice changeup right there. That's a good job by Dalen to leave that alone on the first pitch.
Here comes the 0-1 to the right side, out of play. Lady Bombers in the first base dugout. Benton in the third base dugout. Blake Hendricks coaching at third base. Del Leonard over at first base. He's not one short of experience for the state tournament. Either of these guys are. I believe every year that either one of them has coached, softball's been in the state tournament. Mm-hmm. So Dalen's going to look at the 0-2 coming up here. Line in the pitch, outside, 1-2. What is this young lady's name that's pitching? You have that?
Last name is Crane.
Crane, that's right. I didn't have it written down here.
Yeah, I know she's a sophomore, what they told me. So they have another pitcher, Villanueva. I don't know what grade she's in. Might be able to look that up, but Crane starts most of their games this year.
A 2-2 from Crane. High fly ball to the right side. No one will get there. It's out of play. Two gone here. Top of the first inning. Last game of the day here in the Class 5A state tournament. They start things a lot earlier because it used to be old days, last game of the day would be like 7 o'clock. Well, if you have a rain delay, you're going to be there all night. Yeah. So here's the 2-2. Little chopper to the right side. Diving catch by the first baseman, Griffin, for the third out of the inning. I'd give John Montgomery a call. That was good. A little bit of robbery right there by the first baseman, Griffin. So Lady Bombers retired 1-2-3 here in the first inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 0-0 our score. That was just a good pitch. It was just in on the hands. That was about the only thing she could do with it. It looked like it probably would have been a strike if she just let it go, but
yeah. It was a strike. There's one thing that I noticed with Benton's defense just now that is pretty uncommon. They have a lefty second baseman.
Yeah, I noticed that. We were watching them warm up, take in and out about 20 minutes ago, and you pointed that out. That's not unheard of, but it's very unique that you'd have that because, you want them to be right-handed so they can handle stuff up the middle. But, I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's first I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I was talking to one of the dads over here in the press box, and he said, there's times it's worked to her advantage for balls up the middle. Mm-hmm. She can get to that a righty can't because they're trying to backhand. So,
but the other part is if she's going up the middle, then she's got to turn. Yeah. So but they must really like her there. Obviously, put her there. at second base. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for your Lady Bombers today. Bella Conyers in left, Carly Drury in center, Maddie Simmons in right. We're going to go left to right on the infield. Leah Boxstaller, Dalen Harper, Emma King, and Kaylin Pope round out the infield. Chloe Bohannon's going to do the pitching today, and Libby Dewey behind the dish for the Lady Bombers here this afternoon. As we go to the bottom of the first, still nothing our score here.
Hey, I'm just going to point this out early.
Uh-huh.
I know your, I guess, little Cubbies team is in first place so far.
Yeah, they're getting chased, aren't they?
They are. St. Louis is only 1 game behind. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out
Well,
there
they're still
early.
chasing, so
They're
they've
still
won all those
chasing.
games. They're still chasing. So I'm glad you mentioned. I wasn't going to mention that. I was going to be nice today.
You were not.
Yeah, I was. That first pitch is a ball. So Cardinals look good, though. That's the, two teams might make the playoffs. One of them will for sure.
Yep.
Bohannon winds and pitches. Ground ball to the left side. Dalen Harper fumbled a little bit. Throw her to first. That's the first out of the inning. Good job by Dalen. Looked like she lost the handle of it, but she snagged it pretty good. Dalen's one that you could put anywhere in the infield. She'll be fine.
I mean, started out the season playing first base, catcher, and then, of course, we lost Lakin Anderson for the injury to her elbow, so she was next up at short, and she's done a great job so far.
First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Like I said, she's one you could put anywhere. A lot of these girls you could play in a bunch of different positions. Blake really had to shuffle his deck around after Lakin went down, but they've done a great job after losing her. A lot of teams, you lose a player of that stature, you just start to fold, but they've done anything but.
Yeah.
As Moix showed bunt, but she pulled it back. 1-1.
Well, I know, during conference, our JV games, Bella Conyers plays short, Maddie Simmons has played first, Pope has pitched.
I think the only one that hadn't played JV at all this year is probably Carly, I'd say. At least the JV games I saw.
Boxstaller catches for us in JV. So, Libby started out at second base.
Yeah.
So, it's good that they can play multiple positions. Helps get them recruited.
Ground ball to the left side. Boxstaller over to Pope, freshman to freshman. First two gone here in the first for the Lady Bombers. Stewart will come to the plate. That's Peyton Stewart, the catcher. As she'll stand in here. Forgot to mention this is a fully AstroTurf field. Beautiful field. The baseball field's exactly the same behind us. There's a bridge that connects the two. It felt like we were on the International Space Station here. We walked in.
Oh, yeah.
As the first pitch is a strike, 0-1 from Bohannon to Stewart. Waiting on deck is DiGiovanna.
I'm glad you're announcing that one.
About took out Heidi Cox over at third base with that foul ball. Heidi's been here about 10 years. She was up at Mountain Home over I think either the winter or the summer. She was at Coach Webb's lake house, her and her family. They ran it out, spent a couple days at Mountain Home. So,
I looked on Benton's Game Changer before we come down, and they've lost 2 games on the year. One is to their rival, Bryant.
Yeah. This 0-2's up high, 1-2.
4-3, and then they also lost to Springdale Harbor, 4-2. And I think both of them are the number 1 seeds for the 6A.
I'm pretty sure.
So.
Now, they do have a common opponent, these Lady Bombers and Benton. They played Greene County Tech, so we lost 6-1. That was a game all Greene County Tech's runs came in 1 inning, and Benton beat Tech,
7-5.
7-5. I saw Aaron Thornton down there, Tech's AD, said that was a good game.
Yeah.
So now the count's full here in the top of the first inning. Nothing our score. There just hadn't been a whole lot of runs being scored today in the state tournament. I mean,
3 is the most?
I think so. 3-2, ground ball. Foul out of play. Ever since we played in Van Buren, I get worried when I see a foul ball go toward the dugout like that. We had a 30-minute delay over there at Van Buren.
Yeah, the girl got hit right in the side of the head.
Uh-huh.
Whew. They said she was good. Didn't break her jaw or anything, so we were good.
Coach Aries calling me. I don't think he realizes I'm a little busy right now. So this is a ground ball to the left side. Pope over to, that was Boxstaller to Pope. 1, 2, 3 go the Panthers.
That's a good start for Mountain Home.
It's a great start for Mountain Home. So that's 0-0 our score through the first inning of play. We head to the top of the second inning. Still 0-0 our score. Anything stand out to you so far?
No, I mean, looks like Chloe's she's moving the ball in and out, trying to stay down on the zone. She got 3 ground balls right there. She's going to have to stay right there and get ground ball after ground ball for us to have a chance to win here. So we just got to figure out how to get some runners on and get them around.
So Mountain Home will come to bat here in the second inning. I hadn't looked at a bracket. I always think it's bad luck to kind of look ahead at the bracket. I don't even know who the winner of this would play.
They had the winner of the Valley View and
I've been the game 2 games before. So it was Valley. I know Valley View won that game, I believe.
No.
No. That's right. They
Whitehall.
lost. Yeah, Whitehall won. Yeah, Whitehall.
7-6.
That was the most runs of the day, but it was still a close game.
Yeah. So that's the winner of this game gets Whitehall tomorrow. It's supposed to be at.
It's scheduled for 3. I know that for sure, but they're win today. Might have to move it around for graduation. That's all. It's a good problem to have, though.
That's a great problem to have. They can move it to 12:30.
That's above my pay grade.
That would be nice. Still give us time for Carly to get back for graduation if we have it. So, praying for no rain back home.
That would be nice. As Leah Boxdollar is going to stand in here, one of the 3 freshmen in this lineup from Mountain Home. 23 hits this year. She can really hit the ball. First pitch she sees is outside for a ball, 1-0.
She's hitting 329 on the season, Deacon.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good, like anybody, not alone just a freshman.
Yeah, she got 21 RBIs right there sitting in your 4-hole.
Pretty good power in the middle of this lineup for Mountain Home. As this pitch is a strike, 1-1. It's a very unique lineup for Mountain Home. They can beat you a multitude of ways. They can beat you hitting for contact, playing small ball, playing big ball. As swung on and missed on that one. That was that was off speed. You pulled the string on that one.
That was a filthy changeup right there. That's a pretty good changeup that she's got. Hard to tell how fast she's throwing. I would say close to 60.
That would be my guess. Again, they had the miles per hour up here on the scoreboard earlier, but got the Everett Buick GMC logos up there. Had a $95,000 truck out here you took a look at. Guy with a foul ball, you might be able to get a deal on it. Here's the 2-2 as falls out of the catcher's glove. Counts full. Three balls, 2 strikes, top of the second inning. Beautiful Benton, Arkansas. Little cloud coverage. Rain's supposed to dodge us. Here's the 3-2, fouled away. Let's do it again.
I mean, I know they don't have a pitch count in softball, but I think advantage for us is if we can get this girl's pitch count up later, in the later.
Well, the other thing
fifth,
is,
sixth.
the other thing we mentioned earlier, it's the hottest day of the year so far. So they're used to. Look at Blake Hendricks over there at third base with the bare hand catch. So that's fouled away. We'll do it again. A couple weeks ago, we had to move game for snow.
Yeah.
I mean, for snow and rain, all kinds of stuff. But, other than it being a little cloudy, it's not bad today. Ground ball to the left side. This will go foul again. Oh, wow. Okay, they called it. Yeah, he called it a foul ball.
She caught it in foul territory.
Blake was ready to say something. He put his hands up immediately, but it's weird. The umpire never signaled until the play was over. But I think that's the right call. I think it was a foul ball.
Well, I mean, she caught it 2-foot foul.
Yeah. That's strike 3. It might have been a makeup call, but that's okay. So the first out of the inning goes down via strikeout as Maddie Simmons come to the plate. Anything stick out on Maddie?
Maddie's had 3 home runs on the year. She's hitting 333. Again, right there, 13 RBIs right there in the middle. So
First pitch, a ball, 1-0.
You know, 437 on base percentage. So sophomore. I mean,
Yeah.
she didn't play last year. I mean, first varsity experience.
To the right side. This will be a tough play. Underhand throw to first. That's the second out of the inning. That was a tough play. This will bring up Chloe Bohannon, the pitcher for Mountain Home.
I mean,
20 hits on the year for her, so
Yeah.
she's got a good batting average, just a tick under 300 this year.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you took the Lady Bombers batting average, they would have the highest batting average in the major leagues this year, if that tells you how well the hitting's going in the majors. Another slow changeup, 1-0. I don't know if it's just from our vantage point it's that slow, but, I mean, it looks like about rolling it over there.
Yeah. You know, looking from the offensive side of the ball here, next pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner. You've got over half of your lineup that is first-year varsity experience.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of Carly, Daylin, Libby, and Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we lost Lakin, but everybody else first year. So next year looks really, really promising. Next 2-3 years looks
This
promising.
is fouled out of play, 1 and 2. Oh, yeah, and I think even this year, today, the way this game started,
Absolutely.
you get to the state tournament, anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares what your regular season record is. Everybody's at nothing to nothing today. 1-2 fouled out of play. A lot of long at bats so far for Mountain Home.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing 4 or 5 pitches each at bat, which is good. You just got to foul off the close ones and get yours that you can drive.
There's the 1-2 as fouled back toward the screen. One and two here. She got the signal from Blake Hendricks down the third base line. Here comes the 1-2, swung on and missed, so 3 strikeouts in the inning, 4 strikeouts overall for Crane. She's done a good job so far here in the first inning and a half. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still 0-0 our score here as Benton will come to bat. Big day tomorrow, regardless of what happens today. Still graduation, Mountain Home Public Schools. Just under 300 kids will be graduating, receiving their diplomas tomorrow evening. Carly will be one of those. That'll start at 7. Few things. If there's rain tomorrow, they'll call it, I believe the cutoff for that is 5 p.m., so they'll get it out. Everybody will know. If it rains tomorrow night, they'll try it again tomorrow or Saturday, 10 a.m. If it's still raining, they'll have it in the hangar at 10 a.m., which they've done before. It's more amped to host big events like that. I think the overflow of people went to Dunbar. I could be a little off on that, but they'll get all that info out.
No,
but,
that is what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah, you'll know. You're a senior parent.
fun fact.
Uh-huh.
If that happens,
Mm-hmm.
my graduation, Dylan's graduation,
That's right.
and Carly's would all have been inside the hangar.
So this is your family's fault, pretty much.
Apparently, it's my family's fault.
When we had it in the hangar, it wasn't that bad. I didn't mind it.
No, it's not that bad.
It could get a little warm in there, but now with the AC unit, it's probably not bad. I bet it was unbearable because that was, you graduate 2000?
2000.
So, I mean, that was before you had the AC in there.
Yeah,
so
AC was not on. It was, you were sweating.
I mean, tomorrow night, if weather permitting, we'll be sweating a little bit tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the mid to high 80s tomorrow evening. So here's Audrey DiGiovanna.
Speaking to Dylan, there he is right down there.
He must be listening. Or is that fatherly intuition?
He's telling me where the pitcher's throwing at.
It's outside, 1-0. Still 85 degrees. Feels like 95 right now. I know as wait after this 1-0 pitch. High fly ball to center field coming in. Carly. She's going to take it off a hop. That's the first hit of the game for either side. And Benton has the leadoff runner on. So I was listening to Russellville's soccer games on the radio on the way here. Well, I had their live stream up. And they had to stop at half of each half to get a water break because we were actually above the wet bulb temperature. So if we were practicing today, we couldn't practice. Here, as that first pitch is a ball, 1-0. So I don't know if there's anything for that in softball, but I think since they'll make sure everyone's hydrated, everyone's good. So,
Right. Well, you get a lot more breaks in softball.
Yeah.
So
down the left field line, a base hit. Benton will have runners at first and third with nobody out here in the top of the second. So DiGiovanna will advance to third base as the third baseman, Azzy Morrow, is on with a no-out single. Cameron Colclager will stand in, the right fielder for the Panthers. Almost at this point, you'll trade 2 outs for 1 run almost.
Oh, absolutely. If we can get a ground ball and try to turn a double play, I'd take it all every game.
First pitch outside, 1-0.
Really surprised that she did not steal at first base right there.
On an 0 the count, top of the second here in Benton. Showing bunt, pulls it back. They get the ball back to the circle quickly. Everyone's staying put. Pope came in to field the bunt, and King slid in behind her at first. Outfield playing a little shallow. Infielders at the corner playing about even with the circle. Over the glove of Boxstaller. That's a base hit, and Benton will lead this one 1-0. A good piece of hitting by Colclager, and Benton strikes first in this one. Just a good piece of hitting.
It was. I mean, looked like kind of a slow little slap right there, but just line drive over Leah that got down.
So 1-0 our score here in Benton. Home team on the lead, 1-0. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. Trying to get some outs here. There's the first pitch, showing bunt again as it's fouled. Go back to the screen, 0-1. This is Lakin Griffin at the plate. Colclager at first base, Morrow at second. And the pitch showing bunt again as everyone had that covered pretty well. Cannot lead off in softball, those of you that are first-time watchers. Corners playing in, showing bunt again as second baseman's going to hold. That's one thing Blake mentioned is that this team is pretty fast, so their speed is what speed kills.
Yes. In softball, speed can hurt you pretty bad. I mean, if she can bunt this, she bunts this hard enough, we could get the out at third, but
this is fouled away, 2-2. I don't think they would bunt here, would they, with 2 strikes?
she better be a for sure
Better be 100%.
100% bunter. I mean, you better trust her 100%. So I don't see it. I see her trying to do a little slap hit, the way she was bunting it going down, she may try to chop it down in the ground, get a high hop, and beat it out.
This one's up high, counts full. Still nobody out here, top of the second inning. Runners at first and second. Winding the pitch from Bohannon, fouled away over towards the baseball field. A little bit more of a crowd filing in for Benton along the third base line. Getting to see a lot of blue and gold here, though. So the 3-2 again. Swung on and missed a strikeout. A big strikeout for Chloe Bohannon. And that's the first out of the inning.
Is this 8-hole?
This is the 8-hole, yes. This is Burrow.
She's their DP?
Yes. Which essentially designated hitter. 0-1 here to Burrow. 8 and 9 due up. It will be Jackson on deck for the Panthers. Bohannon's ready. The 0-1. Line drive, right center field. Caught! And they might get the out at first. She's back in time. Great play by Maddie Simmons to make the catch in right and almost double off the runner at first. But that's a big second out.
That was a huge second out, and she was a hand away from getting that out at first base.
So still first and second. Now there's 2 gone. This is Jackson at the plate. Aubrey Jackson. Pitch could go to the screen. Everyone's going to advance 90 feet. So Morrow moves to third. Cole Clager moves to second. On the wild pitch. 1-0 the count here. Bohannon's ready. There's the 1-0. Just missed on the outside part of the plate. 2-0. Foul back to the screen. 2-1 now. Glad you're here with us this afternoon on the Bomber Sports Network on YouTube. Every game till the state finals for these Lady Bombers will be right here for you here. Also at mhbombersports.com and the Mountain Home Athletics app. If you haven't downloaded it, you really should. It's free.
Great app.
Yeah. The 2-1 swung on and missed. 2-2. Another beauty is if you're watching this game, you might not know some of these girls. You can go on there, check the roster. Don't have a picture for them. We got those pictures in late, but you'll be able to see like number 8. That's Dalen Harper. Yep. Put a name to a face. 2-2 up high, counts full.
I love the app just because, like, when we're on the road for softball, I know soccer's typically been in the same place, but you can't watch their games. You get updates. You get at halftime or the end of the game what the score is, so you can keep track of everybody.
3-2, fouled out of play. She was a little late on that one.
She was.
Of course, our people got to do a lot of traveling, so that helps. Keep people in the know. Comes the 3-2 again from Bohannon. The pitch fouled back to the screen. Knocked out the game changer camera they had over there.
Yeah. I know you gave a shout out to our superintendent Allison. I think
Mitch Husky's here.
I saw Mitch earlier. So
yeah, he's the muscle here if we need it.
Shout out to the AD.
Best in the state by far. High fly ball to the left side. This will go out of play off the top of the third base dugout. I believe he's the only admin here. I know Dustin Rose. He's back. They got a school board meeting tonight, so he's back home. I bet they're watching at Central Office. What do you want to bet? It's a big pitch coming. The 3-2 fouled back to the screen again. So 3-2. Next pitch, high fly ball to center. Drury's there, makes the catch. And Mountain Home skips out of danger with only giving up 1 run in that bottom of the second inning. Great job by Bohannon. Early danger, but she skipped out of it. That's a good half inning for Mountain Home, even giving up the 1 run.
That's a great half inning. I mean, that could have went south.
That got bad quick.
Yeah, it could have went south in a hurry. Just to limit that to one run there in the bottom half of the second. So.
We're still going strong here in Benton, top of the third inning. The sun's out now. It had a lot of cloud cover. It was looking a little sketchy whether or not we'd have a little rain here over the course of this game. It would have been fine as long as we had no lightning, which I think all the weather's getting out here. It's just going to be a little cloudy here.
It's a good thing we weren't in Russellville.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'd be blown away right now. So it's going to be Emma King, Bella Conyers, Kaylin Pope, 7, 8, 9 for Mountain Home. Due up in this half inning. What do you see so far in this one, Kurt?
I mean, you want to say it looks like it's a pretty even matchup on the mound, or in the circle, not on the mound. That's baseball. Both teams have made good plays. It's who doesn't make the mistakes. I mean, I know that's the obvious answer, but it's true in every game. Whoever has the least amount of errors typically wins a softball game. So,
and that last half inning, if Leah Boxtaller's at normal depth. She makes that play, but she had to be in,
Yeah.
try to prevent that run. So that's just timely hitting and a very well-placed ball.
Yeah. If we can get a runner or two on, maybe we try to do some small ball, put a little pressure on them, and see what happens.
First pitch to Emma King, a strike. 0-1. What sticks out about Emma King's hitting stats here, Kurt? As she looks at a ball in her eyes, 1-1.
Emma typically was, she pitched all last year.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't hit a whole lot last year, but this year on the season, she's hitting 219 in that 7th spot.
That next pitch is a strike.
She does have 10 RBIs on the season and 11 walks. So,
That pitch misses, 2-2.
I see Emma a lot, and she usually gets at least one hit a game for us, and it's usually in a big moment. She comes up with a big hit for us.
So big 2-2 as it's fouled back to the screen. Still 2-2. The next 2-2 down the line, foul. Got a little intel on our pitcher right now, didn't you, Kurt?
Yeah, I had to ask. She throws. We were talking about her changeup, but when you throw low 60s,
Yeah.
61, 62, and then you're throwing your changeup that's probably running in there 48. That's really tough to lay off of. Just
One
like
on
that
a miss,
pitch right
like
there.
that, yeah, exactly like that one. Another strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Crane. King is retired. That is the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning. As I bring up Bella Conyers. Bella's got some pop. She's got a couple home runs. She had a big one a couple games ago.
She did that was at home to right center field. Pitch was actually on the inside part of the plate. Went to right center.
She looks at the ball 1-0.
Trying to think of who we were playing.
I think it was that senior night. Might have been Alma.
It was Alma.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next pitch, a strike. 1-1. Pop of the mitt. 1-1.
You hear the mitts pop in baseball quite a bit.
Yeah. You don't really hear it a whole lot in softball.
No, but when you get low 60s, it starts popping.
Uh-huh. Well, the one that sticks out to me when was just she's back at Viola next year. Shelby Anderson.
Yeah.
She had some pop.
Yeah. She had quite a bit of pop and a lot of movement.
Ground ball to the left side. Good play by the shortstop. Throw over to first. That's the second out of the inning.
That ball was hit. A hard hit ball just right to the shortstop.
Yeah,
so
that was a good play by Bethards, too. It looked she might have almost mishandled it.
Yeah.
It's the first ball put in play by Mountain Home in 4 at-bats. As that'll bring up Kaylin Pope, the 3rd freshman in the lineup for Blake Hendricks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strike, 0-1.
I like that approach. She's been throwing first pitch strikes just almost to every batter. I like for us to be aggressive early, try to get a pitch that she's trying to just get over the plate. There it is.
That's a base hit, so it's a 2-out hit for Kaylin Pope. You can cancel the postgame show. There is no no-hitter today, as that is a 2-out single for the 9-hole hitter. That's big if your 9-hole's doing that.
Absolutely.
That brings up Carly Drury, the Williams Baptist commit. Graduating tomorrow, or maybe Saturday. By Sunday, she will have a degree. A lone senior that plays for the Lady Bombers are 2 managers and an exchange student.
Mm-hmm. And do not ask me how to say the exchange student's name, because I will butcher it.
Papelik.
Papelik. Okay.
Polish. Here's the 0-1 to Carly, showing bunt, and she pulls it back, 1-1. She's a sweet girl. There was a JV game. She had a pretty solid hit.
Yeah.
Remember, I was watching it. I was like, whoa.
You know, the one thing, they did not have softball over there. She's had a smile on her face every game and just
this is
loves
bunted
it.
foul, 1-2. That's like we have a exchange kid that was in soccer and basketball, Amanda Maso Garcia. You know, she played a little basketball over in Spain, but, you know, she just had a smile on her face every day. She loved it. Loved every second of being a Lady Bomber. Handful of exchange kids on the boys' soccer team as well. So big market for foreign exchange students. 1-2 outside, 2-2. Well, they're going to check it first. She did not go around.
So the exchange student from Spain, she's not like a Casal or anybody like that?
No.
Okay.
No, that's a strikeout. To end the top of the third inning, Mountain Home will leave one on base. But it was big. You got that hit. You know, you broke the seal open. You are right there, as that is strikeout number 6 for Crane right now. Okay, it's a hot day. See if you could, like you mentioned earlier, get that pitch count up, and we'll see what happens over the course of the day. So again, graduation tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Bomber Stadium. XL7 will have it if you can't make it out to Bomber Stadium. Depending, you know, even if it's Saturday in the hangar or Saturday morning at Bomber Stadium, they'll have it for you. Appreciate them and everyone around XL7 for making that possible. As we'll head to the bottom of the third, 1, 2, and 3 due up in this inning. That is Bethards, Moix, and Stewart. So as you get deeper and deeper into this game, are both sides just trying to get the other one's pitch count up?
Yes, they are. I mean, you know, if it stays 1-0, they're going to try to see as many pitches as possible. You know, in softball, as you get tired, kind of like in baseball, you hang one back over the middle that doesn't, you know, a curveball or a two-seam that runs doesn't have as much break. And it leaves it over the heart of the plate that they'll be able to drive. But if I'm Benton after last inning, I see a lot of small ball fixing to happen. See if our corners can cover it and limit base runners here.
So it'll be Lydia Bethard. She grounded out to short her first time up. Top of the lineup with 1, 2, 3 in the first. First pitch she sees is a strike. 0-1. What's Chloe sit at, mile per hour wise?
You know, she
in the 60s yet? Or?
She's hit 60 several times this year. Early on in the game, you know, I clocked her a few times, and she hit 60. She's around that 58, 59 consistently. So, but that's as a freshman.
Yeah. So that's only going to go higher.
Yes.
So 1-1 up high, 2-1.
And that girl works.
Yeah.
At it all the time. Of course, she'll go pitch all summer long, but she works at it. She's hoping to be 63, 64 by next year.
To the left side, past the outstretched arm of Boxstaller, but it goes foul, 2-2. So 2-2 the count here for Lydia Bethards. A Benton shortstop. The pitch. Ground ball is going to be up the middle for a base hit. Softly hit base hit, but the leadoff runner is on to start the bottom of the third inning.
You know, that pitch ran back inside on her, but she did a heck of a job. She kept her hands inside the ball, was able to push it back up the middle.
Kaylee Moix will stand in now. She grounded to third base. Was the second out of the first inning.
She's going to bunt.
Showing bunt. She offered at it. Was still a strike. 0-1.
I'd be surprised if she doesn't offer at it again here. Try to lay it down one more time.
There's the 0-1, and next pitch is a ball, 1-1. So if you know someone's trying to bunt, I know in baseball what the approach is. Softball, is it kind of the same where you want to throw a little higher, try to get them to pop it up? Or
Yeah. outside or up. I mean, try to get something off the end of the bat here. Something easy for your third baseman to field.
Showing bunt again, 2-1. It was high. Because I can't imagine you want to throw anything low because that's pretty much what they want. They want it closer to the ground. They want it to bounce as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Runner at first, nobody gone here in the third. The pitch offered at strike 2, 2-2.
They don't think the Benton coaches like that call.
It looked a little high from here, but don't matter what we think. So here's the 2-2 from Chloe Bohannon. The pitch swung on and missed. A strikeout. The first out of the inning here in the bottom of the third. And Moix is retired. That will bring up Stewart. Big strikeout there.
Huge strikeout. You set yourself up here for a double play.
Yeah. So I think that would almost take the bunt out of play.
Yeah.
Well, with their speed, it could be, they'd be fine giving up an out, try to get someone in scoring position. That's a strike. Benton Faithful did not like that one. Ryan Corbett loved it. He had a big round of applause after that one. To the left side, caught by Boxdall. Throw to first. It's going to go by the first baseman.
Good job by Maddie Simmons being there to back that throw up. Leah made the great catch on the line drive and had to get rid of it quick, but just a little bit wide of first base. But great job by Simmons to be right
That's
where.
Also,
yeah.
That's also a tough play because you got the runner coming back. So normally where you throw it, there's someone running back towards her. So that's a difficult play anyway.
Yep.
But 2 gone here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 our score. Fouled away, as that was to Stewart. I'm sorry, this is Audrey DiGiovanna.
Yeah.
She had a single in the last half inning.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody noticed that the girl was stealing on the pitch there.
That's very rare to try to straight up steal a base in softball, isn't it? No, baseball, you see that a lot. I know our baseball team tries to do that, but softball, it's almost unheard of because you can't lead off.
Right. I mean, you get to leave right as the ball crosses that pitcher's hip. Ooh,
Runner going. Dewey's able to stop it. Good job by her to block that one. But it's 1-2. The runner advances to second base.
She's got that timed up pretty good because she's right, almost leaving early, but it's very difficult to see when it's that close to the hip.
That's a stolen base. 1-2 on the way. Line drive into left center field. This will go down and go to the fence. Drury's going to be in pursuit. It'll be 2-0 Benton. This will be a play at third base as it's going to go to the screen next to the dugout. And it'll be a 2-out RBI triple. That was Audrey DiGiovanna. And she brought home Bethards. It is 2-0 Benton. That was a hard hit ball. First hard hit contact of the day. That will bring up Morrow. That's only the third hit of the game for Benton. Excuse me, the second hit of the game. Runner at third, 2 gone. Pitch is low. 1-0.
Chloe just needs to settle down, bounce back here, get a ground ball, and get out of this inning.
1-0, fouled away. It was early on that one.
Good thing about softball, we're having 2 pitchers. Chloe gets out of this inning, we can switch if we want to. And then if they start getting a timing on Emma, we can bring Chloe back in.
Because I believe it'd just be this pitch is fouled away, 1-2. It'd just be a straight switch because I think she'd go to second, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she would.
So it wouldn't be a whole lot of housekeeping to that.
Right.
You can do that as many times as you want. That's the other thing that's helpful is they both play the same position. It's like you've coached softball before.
A couple of games.
1-2 called, strike 3. Great pitch from Chloe Bohannon to leave that runner stranded at third base. That is her third strikeout of the game. We'll head to the top of the fourth. 2-0 our score. in favor of the Benton Panthers. That was huge. Get out of that one.
It was. I mean, after that triple that girl hit in left center gap, it come back and get a strikeout. That's a big pitch by Chloe.
Glad you're here with us. The final game of the day of the Class 5A state tournament. Our Mountain Home Lady Bombers taking on the Benton Panthers. Van Buren is playing right now. Do you remember who they're playing? It's someone out of the Central.
Valonia.
Yeah, Valonia. That's right. They're scheduled to play Valonia. That game, we were going to broadcast that one. That got canceled because of their graduation the same night. So we were supposed to go to Springdale. That got rained out twice. And there was somewhere else we were going to go.
Did you say Springdale?
Mm-hmm.
Springdale, Valonia.
There was another one on there. We went to Russellville. That was a weather event, but we got around it. Got text from Coach Webb. Said, me and you are doing a good job. And Kurt and Colt, Heidi Cox's husband and son, Benton's head coach, they spent some time in Coach Webb's river house.
Nice.
The last few summers. And Coach Webb took her and her boys fishing. Had a really good time and really good people, but he hopes they lose today. So
I see a lot of people stay at Coach Webb's river house.
It's nice.
I may have to get in on that. I think I can get a discount.
I know who to call over there.
Yeah. I wonder if I could get a discount since I was a former player.
Oh, I bet you. This is lined up the middle, a base hit for Libby Dewey. Leadoff single for her. Second hit of the game for Mountain Home. First pitch swinging. You know, you mentioned earlier, a lot of first pitch strikes. May as well attack it.
A lot of her first pitch strikes have been over the middle of the plate. And then she gets ahead, and then she starts working out, in, up, changing speeds. So you got to attack first pitch.
So here's Dalen Harper. First pitch she sees, fouled away, 0-1. Looked like Libby was trying to steal there on that pitch.
You got to be aggressive.
Uh-huh.
I mean, state tournament. Was it the water boy line? Can't hold anything back.
That's right. So Dalen Harper, Lady Bombers leader in home runs, RBIs, pretty much every offensive statistic. Sees one bounce in there, 1-1. Another thing for the state tournament that's different than a regular season game, you have 3 umpires today.
Yeah.
So there's less that'll be missed. Normally you just have 2 umpires. You have one at second, one at first right now. Here's the 1-1 to Harper. Ground ball to the left side. This could be, it's at least 1 out. They will not get the second out. Harper's safe at first base, so it's just a fielder's choice. But that's only the first out here in the top of the 4th inning, as it'll put Harper on, and Dewey's retired.
That's where that lefty second baseman may have cost her a step and a half, having to rotate all the way around to make the throw. But hey, they got 1 out, so I'm sure they're happy with that.
Yeah, I think they're fine with that. So Dalen Harper will stand at first base. Here's Leah Boxstaller. Leah struck out her last time up. She looks at a ball, 1-0.
Texted Mitch, see if he needed us to say anything online, but I don't think I'm going to get a response.
He'll be fine. This is a fly ball to center. It's going to be at the cut of the grass toward the outfield. It's caught by the second baseman for the second out. It's gone down. That wind is blowing southwest at 11 miles per hour. 84 degrees still. Still feels like it's in the 90s. Boxstaller is retired. Scored an F4. That's the second out here in the top of the 4th. As Simmons looks at a ball, 1-0. Addie Simmons hitting .333 this year. Next pitch she sees is down low for a ball, 2-0. On-base percentage near .450. A 2-0 to Simmons on the way from Crane. Here it is, ground ball up the middle, as they're going to say that Harper was tagged out. That should be the 3rd out of the inning.
I don't think that she even tagged her.
It didn't look like she tagged her. Blake's going to ask a question here.
Yeah.
Dell's asking the same thing. She was never tagged.
No.
As they're going to talk about it. It's a big thing they're waving Blake the other side of the baseline. Can't cross the baseline in the state tournament unless you're beckoned.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to stay with the call. Dalen doesn't look too mad about it, so I think she might have got tagged there. But
well, the thing about that is she has to run around her to avoid, because you don't want the interference or call. But the umpire at second base is behind the tag, and Daylin is in front of the home plate umpire. So your first base umpire is watching first base. Nobody can see it. So tough call, but hey.
But you had some movement on the bases. You had one left on, but you had 2 girls good on base there. A third if that goes a little differently. But Mount Home getting some motion now. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-0 in favor of the host Benton Panthers. It's been a good game so far. Good, speedy game so far.
Yeah, it has. And that's what you want in a state tournament games is you want everything to be competitive. Whether it's a 10-9 game or a 2-1 game. You want good competition, you want equal teams. Makes for a great state tournament.
100%. I've seen state tournaments in every sport. If you have a bunch of clunkers throughout the day, it's just not fun to watch. Like basketball, usually the first day there's maybe one good game, but then once you get to that second and third day, it's like, it's like high-level basketball, high-level football later in rounds. So Cole Klazer's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Glad you're here with us on the Bomber Sports Network. Cole Klager will stand in to Bohannon, still in the circle, as this will go back to the screen, 1-0.
I think I saw you posted volleyball still in the East this coming year.
Yeah, they will be. This next cycle ends after this coming school year.
Okay.
So,
well, shout out to Jill and Mike Daves. They do a great job at the volleyball program.
I think they're watching back at home, probably. Ground ball. It's going to be fielded by Harper at short. Throw over to first in time. Umpire kind of hesitated there, but is the first out. That's a tough play by Harper. She made that look easy.
Yeah, she did. That was a great play. It was a great out, keeping that young lady off the bases. She got a lot of speed.
So Cole Klager is retired for the first out of the inning. Score at 6-3. Griffin will come to the plate now. As that is Lakin Griffin. First pitch to her is a ball, 1-0. Outfield straight up, infield, corners kind of in, always playing for the bunt. This next pitch high, 2-0. I think their normal depth for the day will be bunt depth.
Yes.
So it's normal, you want to play behind first and third base usually, but since they're so paranoid about their speed and their bunting that they're going to play in pretty much the whole day.
Now, is this the girl that hit the line drive over Leah last time?
No, she struck out her last time.
Okay.
That was Cole Klager.
Okay.
Yeah, Cole Klager had that one.
I knew it was a lefty, but they've got 5 in the lineup, so.
That's very unique, too. You normally see 1 or 2. So that's a strike, 3-1. I don't think her bat was going to leave her shoulders there. One gone here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 3-1. Fouled away. Now the count's full. She's late on that one. Yeah, she fouled it over toward the parking lot. Over toward the football field. This is a unique stadium. I can look out this window over here, see the football stadium.
Yeah, that's nice. I'd throw this right inside about the numbers.
Here's a 3-2. Ball 4. Just missed. So you'll have runners, or just the runner on with 1 gone. London Borough is going to come to the plate now. The first walk of the day for either team. 2-0 our score. Bottom of the 4th. The pitch fouled away, 0-1. So Norfolk baseball won this morning. That was big.
Nice.
They beat, I think it was Conway Christian, I think. They won their district tournament, their regional tournament, and I think they're going for the third one. There's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second base. Not in time.
I think Melbourne and Salem won their first games
I think I remember seeing that when I
in
walked
softball.
in. I don't think anyone else local around here. You know, flipping baseball, softball didn't make it.
Cotter lost
Yeah,
their.
Cotter lost this morning. Neil was at Neil Denton, who's here. He was at the game this morning. He said Cotter had a 5-0 lead and lost 15-5. But still a good season for those girls, as runner's going to be in between second and third. She'll go back to second. It's 1-2 now, with one gone here in the fourth inning. Salem over Boonville, 5-3. This next pitch is a ball, 2-2.
Melbourne defeated Lincoln 3-2 in their first.
I thought that'd be a good game. I saw that one.
Now, I saw Lincoln's pitcher last year.
Yeah, didn't we play them? No, where did we see her? Because I saw her too.
I saw her over at.
This is to the right side, go foul.
They played Flippin' over at Mountain Home because of rain.
Mm-hmm. That's right, because I was like, I saw her too, but yeah, they played. I think it was a regional that we had at Pitts and Freedom Field over there at McLean Park. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Chloe Bohannon. There's two gone in the fourth. That is strikeout number 4 this afternoon. Burrows retired, and now that'll bring up the 9-hole Aubrey Jackson.
Well, we talked about close games. Sheridan beat Searcy 10-0 today, so that's
probably the biggest blowout on this bracket so far today, isn't it?
Yep.
This one, high fly ball to the left side.
Go get it.
No, it's just out of play. 3 Lady Bombers converged. They were not able to get there. Hey, the big upset I saw today was Van Buren baseball defeating the 1-seed Maumelle. Maumelle's got a pitcher going to Arkansas.
Wow.
A little concerning that pitcher, as that's a ball. Walked 8 against the Pointers today, so hopefully Dave Van Horn irons that out.
So over at Bryant High School is where the other half of the bracket's playing. Valogna's leading.
Van Buren?
Yeah, Valogna's leading Van Buren 4-1.
Okay, yeah. No, Bologna was on Mountain Home's schedule, but they had to cancel that game because of their graduation that night. Which, I get it, non-conference game, doesn't matter. But nice to see that, though, the state tournament team. You get a free shot out. Here's the 1-2, swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts to close out the fourth for Chloe Bohannon. They leave a runner stranded. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Still 2-0 in favor of the Panthers of Benton. Another good inning for Chloe, even though she had that one walk, but she came back and redeemed herself.
Yep.
So we'll head to the top of the fifth, still chugging along here in Benton at the Benton Athletic Complex. Man, I walked in, my mouth was wide open when I walked in. We get in the press box up here. It's the size of a football press box.
Yeah.
Baseball one, it's got like 4 rooms. The coach's office, the size of about half the size of our dugout.
Well,
It's a premier venue for softball in this great state and baseball.
absolutely. I'm just glad it's air conditioned.
Oh yeah, this is great. We got a light, we got a window that opens, we got everything. I could see why. I think they stayed here for 2 years, the state finals. It's
Now it's in Conway at
UCA.
UCA.
So it used to be at University of Arkansas, and because I think the NCAA moved their schedule around where the regionals and everything. Now they don't have it anymore. I've been told by my boss, Mitch Husky. We asked him if there's anything he wanted us to say. Just tell him how much of a stud he is.
Best AD in the state.
Oh, by far. Not even. I would say that if I was working for free. It's just so much for our kids, man. I
he
mean,
does.
He doesn't really have to be here, but he is, and I appreciate that.
Helped Dell coach girls basketball.
This is to the right side. That was a good play by that second baseman. That's one pitch and one out for Benton. Yeah, he did help out Dell. He's last 2 years, and yeah, it's that's asking a lot when your AD's got a coach also.
Yeah. He enjoys it. He loves the kids.
Oh, yeah.
So he puts a lot of miles on his vehicle traveling to every event, whether it's soccer or track or swim or tennis.
Everything. Yep. That first pitch is a ball 1-0. I know the last road trip he made, he went to Bologna. We collected a 5A state title in boys track, and it wasn't particularly close.
Yeah.
It's very, when you win a state title, this is the 1-0, she looks at a strike, 1-1. When you win a track state title, normally you win by 15 points. That's a lot.
Yeah.
We won by nearly 60. I think Noah Shagnon is away from this next pitch. Is a strike, 1-2. I think Noah Shagnon might be watching. I don't know. He was saying that they pretty much knew it at 1 o'clock when they had 5 hours of the meet left. We got this. Because they had accumulated, I think they had enough points to have won it at 1 p.m. This is up high 2-2.
Well, you got, I don't know who runs track, but you got Eli Jones in the shot disc.
Yeah.
But you got Connor King, I think, who got cross country also.
Yeah, you got a lot of all our cross country runners. Gus Wilbur's in there.
Jackson Free.
Barrett Miller's in there. That's strike 3.
Yep.
Second out of the inning. But yeah, and a lot of them will be back next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part. They can repeat. So this is Bella Conyers who will come to the plate. Last time up, she had a single.
She had a single?
Mm-hmm.
I thought she had the
hard
ground ball to short.
That's right. Yeah.
Bella had the hard ground ball to shortstop. Oh.
It's a fly ball to right field. It's caught by the second baseman. So Mountain Home goes down 1-2-3 here in the 5th inning. But we were making contact. It wasn't hard contact. It was weak contact, but we weren't striking out anymore.
No, we're being aggressive at the plate. We're not chasing pitches. We're hitting strikes.
Yeah.
We can't find a hole for it to fall in. We still got two more at bats, 2 more innings that we can try to string something together.
And the good thing is Chloe Bohannon's done a heck of a job to keep us in it.
Oh, absolutely.
There's been times where they could have busted open. There were Benton has left 7 on base so far through 5 innings, or through 4 innings.
Yeah.
As we head to the 5th inning, but that's big.
You're going into the bottom of the 5th. Chloe's at 77 pitches. 48 of those are strikes. I'm not a mathematician here, but that's
probably about 60%.
Good,
if I had to guess.
Good percentage.
No, that's about 66%.
Yeah. So 5 strikeouts on the game so far.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, she's done a great job so far. She hasn't pitched like a freshman today.
No.
Not even close. So she's done an excellent job in this, probably the hottest day of the year so far.
First part of the season, she had a little bit of nerves, especially pitching at home, being a freshman. But, halfway through the season, she settled in and been a huge asset for us inside the circle this year. Kept us in a lot of ball games.
So this is the top of the lineup for Benton. Lydia Bethards will stand in. She is 1 for 2. She had a single last time up. She stares at a ball 1-0. This one's a high fly ball. Carly running in, and she'll make the catch. She'll basket catch for the first out of the inning. Good play by Carly there. It was hard to see. It looked like she kind of took a step to her left, then she squared it up and found it. But that's the first out of the inning.
She plays outfield like her brother, so
he's pretty good too.
Yeah,
they must have learned from you.
Yeah,
so
that'd be he learned from their uncle.
The scoreboard says 2 outs here in the inning, but that was only the first. Be nice if it was the second out.
Yeah.
Moik showing bunt. She's going to pull it back, 1-0. Now, Chloe, I hadn't noticed any zip taken off of her ball so far. So, I mean, she's not struggling yet. She's not laboring so far. She's still in pretty sound shape. As this one's off the edge of the bat, 1-1.
You know, typically in softball, especially high school, you've got to get to that 100 pitch mark before you start to see quite a bit of laboring, quite a bit of speed difference. So
there's the 1-1 as showing bunt. It's going to go back to the screen, 2-1.
I see some of those pitches going back to the screen. You know, I see Chloe's got a towel out there. I just wonder how slick, you know, as warm as it is, humidity, you know.
Foul back to the screen again, 2-2. Ben's had trouble getting bunts down. Why is that today?
You know, typically it's the spin on that softball. You know, it's a lot harder, you know. Of course, the barrel's smaller than it is in baseball. So it's a lot harder to, you know, center it up, square it up, I guess, to make solid contact on a bunt.
There's the 2-2. Tried to slap at it. Fouled again, 2-2. I don't know if we did earlier. Shout out to Coach Webb watching. I know we read the text from him.
Oh, absolutely. Coach Webb's been in the program around forever. I know he was my 7th grade boys basketball coach.
That's ball of pie, 3-2. But
So
I know he helped our. They're in 8th grade now, but he helped our 7th grade girls tail end of the school year last year, run their practices in the off season. So that was still coaching a little bit. I know he. We'll wait for this next pitch, 3-2. Here it is.
Yes, she did.
Check down to first. Got her. Called strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. It looked like it was a little high, but she did offer at it. That's another strikeout. That's strikeout number 6 for Chloe Bohannon. She's had 4 of her 6 strikeouts in the last 2 innings, so she's picked it up a little bit.
yeah, absolutely.
But I mentioned Coach Webb earlier. Is this first pitch, ground ball up the middle, a 2-out single for Peyton Stewart. You know, he always talked about last couple of years to be coaching a little T-ball softball team.
Yeah.
And he, I think they lost 1 game, but they've just been beating the tar out of folks. I mean, there was 1 game I think they won, like, it was in the 20s. And, you know, he always came by Mitch Benita's office, give us a little recap every day.
I think Lester White helps him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah.
American Legion coach. I think they coached together. Those two have been around the game of baseball, softball for
almost 50 years
or more. So
they're still going at it. Legion right around the corner. That tryouts, I think Saturday is coming up. So that's always fun. Taking a Legion game. Pinch runner at first base, Corbin Keene, now running at first. I think that's actually a courtesy runner. So first pitch is a ball, 1-0, but helps when you got some legends in the building like that.
absolutely.
I can only imagine what those softball practices look like with Lester and Don Webb.
I'm sure they're structured.
1-0, throw down to second. It's going to be wide. Good job by Harper.
Nope. Runner at first left early.
Okay, yeah.
So that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. You can't leave before that ball crosses the hip of the pitcher. So
you mentioned earlier, you know, the team that makes the least amount of miscues could win the game. I mean, that's a big miscue right there. I mean, that's your courtesy runner, your pinch runner, and making a mistake on the bases right there.
yeah, I mean, and it, you know, if she steals that base, I mean, she's in scoring position. So
Yeah.
that's a big out.
And I don't think she even needed to get. I mean, the throw was wide, so she didn't need to leave early like that.
No.
So Mountain Home Lady Bombers softball will enter the 6th inning here. As it's starting to cool off a little bit. Can't talk right now. A little bit. We are live from the Benton Athletic Complex, home to the 2004, 2005, 2014, 2021, 22, and 23 5A state champion Benton Panthers. Who won it last year? Do you remember that? Because they didn't win it. They got knocked out, I think, the first round.
Did Sheridan
I
end
think
up
it was
winning?
Sheridan. Yeah, I want to say it was. If I don't have that in front of me, I suppose I could have looked that up. But
They beat Tech in the finals
that's
last
right.
year.
That's right. Greene County Tech did make the finals.
I think Sheridan's got, I believe their shortstop is committed to Courtney Deifel's
Yeah,
Ladybacks. So,
they're hosting a regional here in a couple weeks. I think this weekend.
uh-huh.
Ladybacks. It's funny, they were number 1 in the country, but yet they were the number 5 seed at the SEC tournament.
Yeah. Number 1 team in the country, but a 5 seed in the SEC tournament.
Don't even have the full amount of buys in the SEC tournament. It's Caleb Pope's at the plate now. 1-0 the count. Top of the 6th, Lady Bombers starting to run out of time here. Plenty of time, though.
Yeah, you got 2 innings of work.
Next pitch is a ball, 2-0. Pope had a
She had a single
yeah,
last
she had
at
a
bat.
single. I suppose I should flip over the lineup card.
Right
Yeah,
up
she
the
had
middle.
a single in the 3rd inning. She is 1 for 1. Next pitch in there for a ball, 3-0. You happen to know what Crane's pitch counts at?
Well, I just watched that motion that she had on her pitch, and she
It looked
took
a little off.
Yeah, she's at 72 pitches.
That's a strike, 3-1. I believe it's 3-1. Scoreboard has 2-1 out here in center field.
Should be 3-1.
That's what I have. They'll get it straightened out. They've been good all day. Here's a 3-1. Ground ball to the left side is fielded by the third baseman, Morrow. Makes the play over to first to Griffin for the first out of the inning. I bring up Carly Drury. She's going to come to the plate after the 5-3 ground out. Carly 0 for 2 today. Trying to bounce back. See if she can get on base here, get something rolling. 1, 2, and 3 due up in this half inning. Actually, it was 9-1-2.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy hitters of Mountain Home's lineup looming here. Mr. Drury fouled to the screen, 0-1. The lone slap hitter in the lineup for Mountain Home. That's becoming a lost art.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot, but usually they're pretty effective. I did find out, Carly told me this, that she is Blake's first 4-year starter. Or not 4-year starter, but
yeah, 4-year player.
player.
That was ground back to the pitcher. That is the second out of the inning. Here in the top of the 6th. Yeah, I believe it'll be her. It'll be the only 4-year roster member. It's hard to believe, Blake, this is 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
Libby Dewey comes to the plate now. That last play was 1-3. First pitch, changeup, 0-1.
You know, last at bat, the girl started off with a fastball, and Libby ripped it straight up the middle for a base hit. Now she's going off speed. Probably going to come back inside.
Here's the 0-1. That's a ball, 1-1. Outfield straight up, infield straight up. Not as worried about the bunt as we are. It's a high fly ball down the line, going to go out of play. 1-2.
See if Libby can get on base for Daylin. Can't get something going.
Here's the 1-2 outside, 2-2. Again, not a lot of mistakes from either side. Really, the only mistake so far was that runner leaving early that last half inning, but it's been a real clean game.
Yeah.
The 2-2 to Libby, that's high, 3-2.
I don't know if we've had any errors on either side of the...
I don't think so. A real clean game. The 3-2 is ball 4. So Libby Dewey's on base with 2 gone here in the 6th inning. And Daylin Harper will come to the plate. Daylin reached base her last time up. She flew out to the first baseman her first time.
I'd love to see Daylin get her pitch and hit that Buick GMC sign.
She could. First pitch to her, up high, 1-0. Obviously, they know about her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've done their homework. So, I mean, this is a. She might not see too many favorable pitches in this at bat. A 1-0 to Harper. Swung on and missed. She was trying to aim for it.
Just settle in here.
This is fire on fire right here.
Yeah.
One of the best power hitters in Arkansas versus a power pitcher. The 1-1.
There's a changeup.
Yep. So 1-2 now.
Now, if I'm Crane, I'm going fastball up.
Yeah.
But hopefully she leaves it over the plate and we hit one in the gap.
The 1-2 to Daylin. Fouled away. She went too far off of that one. Just a hair late. 2-0 Benton. Top of the 6th. Here's the 1-2 from Crane. This is lined right to the third baseman. Again, that's another one that was a solid hit right to somebody.
Yeah.
Mountain Home leaves one on here in the 6th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Mountain Home will have 3 more outs, try to get 2 more runs. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Benton. I mean, Mountain Home's getting movement on the bases right now.
We are.
I mean, that's big.
Yeah. I mean, we've drawn a walk or two. We've had a few base hits. It's always been with 1 or 2 outs. We can't string enough or try to put pressure on them with bunts or hit and runs. We're doing it late instead of early in the at-bats.
But some movement is better than no movement.
Absolutely.
So, but they still have a lot of time left in this one. Bohannon will return to the circle. No defensive changes so far for either side. And beautiful afternoon here in Benton. A little cloudy, but other than that, it's a little warm, but not terrible. We were out there.
No.
Much nicer in here.
Absolutely.
So.
You know, I'm going to say there's probably a lot of teams, coaches that may still be here. They may be a little shocked right now that it's only 2-0.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's now. You and me think we can win. Our girls think they can win. Our people
absolutely.
that are here think we can win. But I mean, this is, in essence David versus Goliath. This is a team that's won 4 of the last 5 state titles. It's a team we've seen recently. I think, was Carly a freshman?
Yes.
When they played Benton at Majestic Park.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 2-0 game. That was a game that was a no-hitter, and Mountain Home had the bases loaded. I think nobody out.
Yep.
And then Coach Cox went to the circle, and I don't think I can repeat what she said in the circle, but she had a message. And suddenly it was, I think, 3 strikeouts on 10 pitches.
Yeah. And I think
her pitcher that's at Stanford right now.
Yeah. And she's their ace for Stanford right now.
So it'll be Audrey DiGiovanna to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. As first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Still a lot of zip on that fastball. She's 2 for 2. She's got a triple and a single so far. The 0-1 is fouled away, 0-2. Here's the thing, it's Benton softball, Greenwood football, Valley View baseball. They're teams that are always good. Those are the teams you aim for, the gold standard in their sport. Jonesboro basketball, Greenwood girls basketball.
Yep.
This is a marquee name in the game of softball. The pitch, high fly ball deep into center field. Carly going back. She's at the edge of the track, makes the catch. The wind might have helped guide that one back in a little bit. Off the bat, I was like, that might be a little trouble, but Carly made a good play out in center, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
Speaking of Valley View and Greenwood, that's a big matchup in baseball tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I can't wait to watch that. I'll watch that one. If we're still here, I might come watch that one.
Yep.
One gone here in the 6th. First pitch from Bohannon.
Oh, I thought that was coming to us.
Yeah, look, it was
forgot
right
the net.
We were ready. Yeah, there's there's a roof, an awning over the main set of bleachers, and the net connects to it, we would have been right in the line of fire. Yeah, we'd been ready though. Should have brought our glove.
Yeah.
0-1, high fly ball right center
Go
field.
get it, Maddie.
Going back is Simmons, makes the catch. That was another one. That had a little tail on it and curved back towards Simmons. So that's 2 good plays by the Lady Bomber outfield here in this inning. Any scores?
That's baseball. Marion beat Lake Hamilton 7-5.
Yeah, I had that one up a little bit when I was on the road. It was 5-0.
Yep.
Merriam.
Yep. Van Buren beat Maumelle. You mentioned that earlier. Let me check.
That was an upset, I thought.
Yeah.
You know, Maumelle was in the state finals last year. They lost by 1 run to Valley View.
I mean, that was a 1-4 matchup in baseball. So
I'll tell you, it's been a bad day to be a 1 seed.
let's check some softball.
0-1. A count to Cole Klager. Next pitch, ground ball to the left side. It's going to skip through for a 2-out hit. With 2-out damage, Cole Klager's on for the second time. And that will bring up Griffin. Anything out of the ordinary in 5A so far? When the
No.
Valonia and Van Buren playing right now. Last check, it was 4-1 in favor of the Eagles of Valonia. Pitch, strike, 0-1.
And the crowd did not like that one.
Brian Corbett loved it.
We'll say the Benton side did not like that one.
Part of the crowd wearing maroon did not like that. It's the 0-1 up high. Runner going to second. Throw down. It was wide of Harper, but King was there to back it up. Still 0-1, or it's 1-1 now. Runner advances to second base.
That girl reminded me of Anaya Arnold last year for Texarkana.
Oh, yeah.
Phew.
She did some damage again this morning, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1. 2-1 now. Now, we said that last year. You know, we were lucky to get past. I say lucky. We were very, well, hell, I'll say it, very lucky to get past them.
We were fortunate.
Yeah, we were fortunate because it's like pitching to Barry Bonds or Bree Ellis on the Hogs, as it's 3-1 now. You ever seen anyone like her that the Hogs have had? It was a unique situation when they're playing Oklahoma, and Oklahoma didn't have the best player on the field.
I mean, she beat Burnside's record for home runs in a season.
She slaughtered it. This is swung on and missed, 3-2. Now, Arkansas's had some softball players since Courtney Deifel's taken over. I mean, that was a program that was one of the worst in the SEC. Now it's national championship contender. So full count, runner at second, 2 gone in the 6th. The pitch from Bohannon down the line, foul.
Yeah, Naya was 3 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI today.
That sounds about right. She hit one I don't think's landed from last year at the state tournament when we saw her. Thankfully, we had built a little bit of a cushion where we could appreciate that solo home run.
Mm-hmm.
This is down the line, foul. That was one of the longer softball home runs I'd seen. That one. I think it.
That one or Daylin's at Alma.
Yeah, that was that's. I think that one's still in the air, but it was in that same category as Albert Pujols off Brad Lidge in the mid-2000s. A 3-2 from Bohannon, swung on and missed, a strikeout. So Chloe Bohannon gives up just the 1 hit in the 6th inning, but tell you what, she's given us a chance, Kurt.
Chloe Bohannon has pitched her butt off this game to give us a chance here in the top of the 7th.
Well, this is the last chance to dance for Mountain Home, and we'll need to get at least 2 runs before they get 3 outs, or their run in the state tournament was over.
Yep.
So again, we were talking earlier. You know, this is a good team. I mean, this is a team that, in spite of losing one of its better pieces, has still done really well this year.
Yeah.
You lose a player, like I said earlier, you lose a lot of teams. If they lose a player like Lakin Anderson, you know, they start to fold.
I mean, Lakin got to play 10 games this year.
And she was not 100%.
No,
a good chunk
I mean,
of
she was already hurt coming out of basketball with her elbow. She still managed to hit right there just under 300. You know, on base of
basically one arm.
Yeah, I mean, she had above a 400 on base percentage. You know, our shortstop was stable there, which allowed us to move some other pieces around to be, not to take away from anybody that's on the field right now, that they've all had to step up, but
they have.
We've been solid. I mean, so that took us a few games once she went down to shuffle everything and
start
get
to gel.
Yeah, but hey, we're here in the state tournament. You know, down 2-0 to arguably what
probably
people
the favorite in 5A.
Yeah. So, and they're young. I mean, you're going to return 8. I mean,
you lose a really good outfielder, but
yeah.
Well, first pitch box dollar sees is a ball, 1-0.
You know, you got several incoming freshmen next year that play a lot of softball. So, I mean, Mountain Home softball is going to be competitive for the next 3 to 4 years that I know of. So,
a 1-0 to box dollar, looks at a strike, 1-1, right at the knees.
Yep.
Outfield straight up, infield straight up. Outfield played a little deep, actually.
They're playing that no doubles prevent.
The 1-1 rolled in there. I don't think it went halfway.
I think that humidity is making that hard to grip that ball on certain pitches, your change-ups or your drop balls, and just
comes the 2-1 from Crane. Missed outside, 3-1. This has been a good duel between two. If someone was tuning in, you would know the two pitchers today were a freshman and a sophomore.
No, you would think junior seniors that had a lot of experience.
The 3-1, that one missed. Or that's a strike. 3-2. It's caught the outside part of the plate.
Yep. It's all right. Still got a big pitch left here for Leah to drive a base hit in the gap.
Here it comes, as that's ball 4. So the leadoff man is on for Mountain Home. Now it starts, Kurt.
I know we're down 2 runs. Maddie can run a little bit. Do you try to bunt? Do you try to scratch?
I mean, I look at it this way. She just had her first walk of the game. I mean, I think you swing away.
Yeah. Second walk. She walked Libya.
Second walk, yeah.
Yeah.
That pitch is a strike, 0-1. I mean, because
but
obviously the control is an issue right now.
Yeah. But, I mean, Maddie's got 3 home runs on the season. I mean, you hate to take the bat out of her hand. She's put the ball in play, but you don't know if any pressure gets to him by bunting or fake bunt, hit.
The 0-1 fouled away, 0-2. Yep, we haven't bunted today, but we've done a good job, kind of neutralizing the run game for Benton. That seems how they've killed teams is, run, show off the speed, but I don't think they've gotten one bunt down this game, have they?
No, they've tried 3 or 4 times and haven't been able.
Played just perpetual bunt defense the whole game.
Yeah.
There's the 0-2 outside. They were set up outside. 1-2. Box dollar at first. Tying run at the plate. A 1-2 called strike 3. Woo.
That has not been. I'm sorry, Decon, but I'm gonna say it right now. That was a very late call, and that pitch has not been called a strike for the first 6 innings.
Yeah, Blake's not. He's went to his knees over at the third base side. He was not a fan of that one, but we move on. Still good opportunity for Mountain Home.
Yeah.
As who is this up?
Bohannon.
Chloe Bohannon. See if she can help her own cause here. So it's 1-0 to Chloe. Yeah, you see Crane. She's wiping that ball off a lot, so the humidity's obviously making a difference. The 1-0. Shot back in front of the plate. This will be a tough play. The throw to first is not in time. It's an infield hit for Chloe Bohannon. Mountain Home has runners at first and second with 1 gone. For Maddie Simmons.
I'm really surprised the catcher didn't come out to try to make that play. I mean, because it
Yeah.
wasn't hit very far.
You know, Mountain Home hasn't, like I said, they haven't tried to bunt, obviously, but stuff like that can mess with you.
Yep.
Because it's plays that you don't normally see a whole lot.
Like I said earlier, Emma King's usually good for a hit at a crucial point in the game. Can we deliver right here in the top of the 7th?
First pitch is a strike, 0-1. The tying run at first base for Mountain Home. First runner in scoring position today for the Lady Bombers. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-2. See what Emma King got right here. And here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed a strikeout. That's the second out of the inning. That was just straight smoke right there.
That was straight high fastball.
Try and hit it.
Yep. Mountain Home's down to their last out here.
But you got Bella Conyers.
Yep.
She's got 3 home runs on the year.
Yep. She's put the ball in play twice, I think, already today. So, see if we can't squeak one in the gap here. And
She's hitting .226. She is tied for 4th on the Lady Bombers in RBIs.
Yep.
As we have a, is it still called a mound visit in softball? Or
yeah, it's
just
still a mound visit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Even though it's not a mound.
Circle
A
visit.
circle visit. We'll call it a circle visit. So Bella Conyers, last hope for Mountain Home. First and second, 2 gone. And Crane's still wiping down that ball. The first pitch to Conyers, swung on and missed. She was late on that one.
Yeah.
0-1.
You know, with 2 outs here, Chloe, I mean, if we can get one in the gap, I mean, we're going to score one. Maybe you try to score her from first base. I mean,
Got the speed for it.
I'm going to probably take the chance, make them make a play, but we'll see what happens with Bella.
There's the 0-1 to Bella outside, 1-1. Outfield still in that no doubles defense. Infield straight up. Third baseman playing in front of third base. Pitch swung on and missed, 1-2. Now Mountain Home down to their final strike of the season. If it gets that far, Kaylin Pope is on deck. And then the lineup flips over. Crane ready to go with the 1-2 to Conyers. And the pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Foul. That was another one that could have been trouble.
Yeah. I mean, those are tough play. I mean, because they're playing.
They're playing about even with third base. That charged that one. So something like that would also work.
Yep.
So still 1-2. First and second. The tying run at second, or tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate in Bella Conyers. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Called strike
Oh, my
3.
gosh. That ball was in the other batter's box, Decon.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, but that's a bad way to end the game, end the season right there.
So that's all she wrote from Benton. The final score, the number 1 seed out of the Central, Benton Panthers win this one 2-0. I mean, but also give credit to them. I mean, they did a good job today. I mean, this was a good softball game.
That was absolutely, absolutely a great softball game. Benton capitalized when they had their runners at second base. You know,
and both the runs scored. They were just well-placed balls.
Yeah,
So, I mean, Mountain Home played probably one of their best games of the season against a team that probably is going to be playing next week.
Oh, absolutely.
So, again, the final score, Mountain Home loses this one 2-0. They are out of the state tournament, but a great season for them also. You know, you finished in 4th place in the West. You know, bunch of games that could have went the other way. You know, probably, I don't want to say left on the table, but a lot coming back for this team. You know, we lose your kid, Carly, you know, the lone senior, but this is not the end for her.
No, it's not the end for her. She's going to go on and play over at Williams Baptist for Coach Nutt. Great program over there, so it's kind of bittersweet, you know, that this is it for high school season. So
So, again, we wave goodbye to 4 seniors for Mountain Home. You go be a dad. You got this. Kurt, I appreciate you, buddy. Kurt Drury's going to go down, be a dad real quick. That's perfectly fine with me. We can wrap it up here. So, again, our final score, Benton wins 2-0 in a very hard-fought game, an excellent game for both sides. We wave goodbye to our 4 seniors, 2 managers, Sarah Williams and Carly Pittman. Both were managers for Blake Hendricks' squad this year. Kalina Popolik, the exchange student from Poland. Wave goodbye to her. She had a wonderful time here in the States. And to Carly Drury, but this is a team with a bright future ahead of it. Can't wait to see what they do next spring. So, again, final score, Benton wins 2-0. It's our final broadcast of the school year of Mountain Home Athletics. Not the funnest way to go out, but if it ends in the state tournament, you have a good season behind you. So, again, want to thank everyone that helped us this year from volleyball and football season to now. Kurt Drury, Brad Coleman, Tobias Pugsley, whole gang of stars, Matt Sharp. There's a ton of people that have made all of these games possible. All of our coaches working with us here. It's been a blessing to bring you over 100 broadcasts of Bomber Athletics this season. And until football season, which is only about 98 days away, we'll have Bomber football for you back here on the Bomber Sports Network at MHBombersports.com. On behalf of the Mountain Home School District, and for the final time, I'm Dylan Conley, wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening and a great summer, and want to send a big congratulations to our nearly 300 graduates who will graduate from Mountain Home Public Schools over the next 2 days. Big congratulations to them. Again, final score 2-0. I'm Dylan Conley, and as always, go Bombers.